how we play.
Well, the fifth version of the Hero CPL has started here in St Lucia. It was the St Lucia Stars up against the TRINBAGO Night Riders. Bravo won the toss for the Night Riders and he decided to have a bowl first here at Darren Sammy Stadium. And with the Digicel highlights bundle, it started off reasonably well for the Night Riders, didn't it, Danny Morrison?
Yeah, it did. They looked to get on with things there. When you talk about Fletcher, such a wonderful striker of the ball, and he and Johnson Charles have put some good partnerships together, but he went early in the end, Johnson Charles. They try to get things going, but Cameron Akmal, in terms of the lazy running, quite extraordinary, really. And that was second one down. So they show glimpses, but they all in this in a way never quite got out of second and third gear, and wickets kept falling in regular intervals.
Yeah, they just couldn't get a partnership going, couldn't they? So a lot of batters getting into double figures. Another one there was Marlon Samuels. He'd hit the big six and then went to try and go again. We saw a lot of El Dorado celebrations throughout this innings as well. As you can see, there wasn't a lot out of the middle of the bat. That was out of the middle of the pad. Shadab Khan, 2 for 15 at the end of his spell, picked up an important wicket.
Yeah, it was nice to see Jesse Ryder, get here to the Hero CPL. He didn't last too long, and he wanted to get on with it. And then the big fella, Cornwall, he smote a couple, and then he got lucky too with a drop catch. But Bravo, of course, he's always going to have the last laugh. Munro couldn't hold on to the Skyer, but a lovely change of pace from DJ Bravo. And as you say, they never quite got going, and only could manage 132 for 9 in their turn at bat. Yeah, Taylor, he hit a couple over the fence, as did Mayers, but you always felt it was a little bit too little too late.
Yeah, they may have thought just a little bit of momentum might have helped, but really they fell away at the end. It was good bowling. Great to see Dwayne Bravo back and bowling well. His slow ball worked well. He had the slow ball bouncer, and he really helped with the spin of Shadab Khan and Sunil Narayan. Keep them down to 132. So then in return though, it didn't start all that well for Brendan McCullum. It was a thick inside edge. He got things going a little bit later. Sunil Narayan went for a golden duck, and really that was about the highlight for the St Lucia Stars.
Yeah, very disgruntled Darren Sammy, wasn't he, in terms of how his bowlers went about things. But you've got to take your hats off too to these two Kiwis. McCullum and Munro, it was certainly their show. Anything slightly off, McCullum was in that sort of mood, and so was Munro. Anything slightly off, these two will do this to you all evening, and they did. They went about it in a wonderful fashion, put on over 130, and simply took the game away from the St Lucia Stars, who really didn't have any answer.
That's right, they really struggled to take the pace off the ball, did the Stars. They only had Cornwall with his right arm off spin. The rest were the medium paces. They weren't supported in the field, and Brendan McCullum, well, after a couple of streaky shots early, he really got into the groove. Massive over off Darren Sammy in particular, when the captain brought himself on to try and pick up a wicket. There was a drop catch as well. So nothing seemed to go right for St Lucia, but everything was certainly going right for the Night Riders. So the end came very quickly for the Stars, with Colin Munro and Brendan McCullum. A little bit of Kiwi magic in there at the end of the match. So at the end of the day, the TRINBAGO Night Riders won by 9 wickets with 9.2 overs to spare in Game 1 of the Hero CPL.
It's how we play.